very smart buy for employers. So Catherine wrote another grant to the National Institute of Mental Health and said, can we go out and test an implementation method? So, okay, so now we know this is the case. How do we go about changing practice, right? And the notion is, well, this was targeted at employers who care about these things. So let's go out and test a method for trying to inspire employers to do more intelligent purchasing with regard to this depression management care. And so Catherine did a study, which was I think she started the study when she was at the University of Colorado, but she now came to the University of South Florida, the school that you beat in football. And although Catherine has nothing to do with that as far as I know. And she did a randomized controlled trial to compare the effect of these two alternative approaches, right? And the basic design was one where you had two groups of employers, one of whom received all of this information about these techniques and the differences that it could make. And they worked with the National Business Coalition on Health, which hopefully, which is, if you notice, is their logos on the bottom of all these slides, because actually this dissemination is being funded by Catherine, but through a contract with them, to recruit employers. Mental Health America also recruited employer sites for them for this study. And in the intervention group, they received all of this information that I just gave you about worker productivity, how they can go about providing this kind of information to their insurer, the importance of primary care, physician feedback, et cetera, et cetera. And the control group basically was informed about some standard quality measures that are available in managed care plans, and that's what they call the HEDIS measures, right? How many of you know about HEDIS measures? Yeah, okay, so you have a few people, not many, and that doesn't surprise me, but they're measures. There's a group called the National Committee on Quality Assurance, and they've developed a set of measures for quality care across all kinds of different health conditions, and psychiatry has not been well represented there. But there are measures like the 30-day follow-up for people receiving depression care, right, that they monitor. And so in the control group, they said, boy, it's really important that you purchase value, and here are some things that are readily available through the National Committee on Quality Assurance that you can use. Both groups would then offer any technical assistance they wanted for free, right? So the group that was actually the Denver, since the start of the University of Colorado, was the Denver Coalition, which was leading it. But they would provide any technical assistance that was necessary to further understand the data. There are depression calculators, so you can actually plug in the elements of your workforce and see what the predicted return on investment will be for you. Because there are some sites, as I'll show you, with certain kind of characteristics where they're not going to get a return on investment. I mean, if you're turning over employees every 6 to 8 months, like you might in some service jobs, in some sense, it's not in the employer's interest to invest in this care. It would be good for all of us, for the population, but there's not money in it at play. So that was all offered to them. And so the key finding, which I told you about earlier, was that this made absolutely no difference in terms of the purchasing behavior that was used by these employers. So what they did is they gave the presentation. No one asked for technical assistance. Completely free. Not a single employer who was involved in this requested any ongoing technical assistance. And there was no difference between the two groups in terms of a likelihood that they would improve their depression management purchasing techniques. The notion being, so Catherine's experiment was a bust, basically. That testing this hypothesis that if you just go out, because everyone sort of believes that, in our economy, the way things work, you show them that there's a return on investment, they're going to change their behavior. But it turns out that changing behavior, whether it's your own behavior about exercising and et cetera, or